Welcome back to my channel, Knots and Twisted. Thank you for all the support you guys have been showing me thus far. As many of you might know, I work at a shop called Rumplestiltskein in Virginia Beach. We are a metaphysical shop and is often the background of my videos. Today I recorded a video for our shop on Mercury Retrograde. There was a lot of good information in there and I didn't want you guys to miss out on getting that information. So I'm going to show a kind of slightly different edited version here. Here you guys go. Mercury's in retrograde. It's a scary time. But really it's not. Let's talk about what retrograde actually is first. Retrograde is when a planet appears to be moving backward from the point of view of the Earth. This happens when a planet starts to overcome the Earth's orbit with their own orbit. So they are slowly trying to pass us. Mercury is a fast little planet. It is just moving. It completes its orbit in 88 days. This causes there to be 3 to 4 Mercury retrogrades in a year. And they last about 3 weeks. And it always lasts about 3 weeks. Now, each planet rules a portion of our lives. Venus is love and beauty. Mars is success and power. When a planet goes into retrograde, those powers start to move more inwardly than being put outward. Mercury is the house of communication and travel. It rules the part of us that receives information, as well as the part that puts the information or transmits the information out there. Also, because it is the house of the communication, it also affects our systems in which we communicate, including computers, telephones, etc. The things we often see during Mercury retrograde are typos in emails and text messages. We'll have the servers going down, or your computer will crash. Social media will start showing their bugs, and like Instagram went down the other day. Arguments due to miscommunications. Feeling like you're not being understood. But Mercury retrograde is not all bad. The number one thing about Mercury retrograde is to take a deep breath, relax, and embrace it. Don't fight it. When we fight it is when a lot of the issues come. So let's look at it as our quarterly review. A time for deep contemplation and introspection. It's a time where we get to access those thoughts, feelings, and emotions that we don't normally have awareness of within us. It's a time where we can see patterns and behaviors that were not quite visible to ourselves beforehand. Oh no, I lost it. Oh well, I guess it wasn't important, or it'll come back later. Anyway, the bitter truth about Mercury retrograde is it only breaks the things that were already broken. So if you start to have issues with your significant other, it's probably because those issues were already there, and Mercury retrograde is just shining that light going, hey, you guys need to fix this. Hey, this is an issue. Let's work on it. Those bugs on Instagram were there before retrograde started. It just decided to go, hello, pay attention to me. My husband couldn't get a hold of him the other day because all the servers were down at his work and his telephone runs through the server. And I was joking with him that it was Mercury retrograde, and he goes, no, it's just a cheap system. And I'm like, well, it's a cheap system being like magnified by Mercury retrograde. So expect those communication failures. If your computer's acting up, shut it down. Give it a break. So the bitter truth about Mercury retrograde is it breaks the things that are already broken. It's frustrating. It's heartbreaking. But be grateful. Because a lot of times it's showing you where you need to put in the work, or it's showing you what doesn't align with you, what's not truly appropriate for you. It's giving you that opportunity for growth. This specific Mercury retrograde, I cannot say retrograde very well. Mercury retrograde is starting off in the sign of Leo, the lion. It will help us speak our truth, find our authentic nature, and be who we really truly are. Knowing ourselves leads us to be able to interacting with other people more authentically and better. If we know ourselves, we are presenting a true image of ourselves, not a mask. I saw a great meme the other day, is every time you wear a mask, there's always someone who's going to be able to see that string on the back of your head. So why not just be your true self? In this, make sure that your communications are meaningful and are coming sincerely from the heart. Mercury retrograde will definitely point out when when communication is being done just for attention. On July 19th, Mercury will move backwards, because it looks like it's moving backwards to us, into Cancer. This will move us back into the house of the crab, which is the home inner emotions sign. Feelings and emotions will definitely intensify during this time. But if we've done the work that we need to do in the first part of Mercury retrograde, we'll be able to understand where those emotions and feelings are coming from and be able to better communicate them. Definitely take care when talking about your emotions with loved ones. Proper care and mindfulness is needed for effective communication during Mercury retrograde. One of my biggest suggestions for proper communication inside and outside of Mercury retrograde is the book Nonviolent Communications. It covers a very basic but in-depth method of communicating. It focuses on your observations, your feelings, your needs, and your requests, and getting those needs met. It invites us to express ourselves authentically and then receive empathetically. So we both express ourselves, but also open ourselves to hear our partner, hear the other person talking. And where it often takes the focus off of the you did this, you did that. It's I observed this and I feel this way now. And this doesn't meet this need. And I would like this to happen to help me fill this need. It's also a very good method to be able to communicate with yourself. Sometimes I've realized that those needs that aren't being met aren't being met outside of me, but they're not being met within me. And also, all human needs, for the most part, can be met by yourself. You might need, for the need of community, you might need kind of other people around you to meet that need of community, but it's still upon you to go out and find that community. It's on you to build the community if your community doesn't exist. Cultivate it. So I highly recommend Nonviolent Communication by it's Marshall B. Rosenberg. It's an amazing book. I absolutely love it. Definitely recommend it. So, this method takes a while. I've been practicing it and I still don't have it down. So, if an argument does arise, what do you do? Take a break. Walk away. Communicate that you're taking a break, that you need to walk away. But just stick to your guns. Take that break. Breathe. Do your own work to figure out what you're actually trying to communicate. Do your work to find out what you're feeling. Break it down into simple sentences. But also open your heart, open your mind to be able to hear what your partner is trying to say to you. In doing all of this, if you're able to hold space for each other, your relationship will actually grow during this time because you're able to access those deeper emotions and possibly even emotional triggers. So hold that space, work through it. If emotions get high, everything gets heavy and feisty, just step back for a little while and come back to it. We don't have to do it all in one day. We don't have to do it all in 1 hour. We don't even have to do it all in 1 week. It can be baby steps. So, how do I survive it? For sure. Like just you, not necessarily with other people. Take deep breaths. Know that you have the power to get through this. Know that this is just an awakening time for you. Double check all your travel plans. Did you set that did you book that flight? There we go. Did you book that flight for the day you actually meant it? For the time you actually meant it? Did you make sure that the car dealership that you're renting your car from actually has the car? Did you book a manual when you can only drive an automatic? Look at all those things. Double check them. Back up your computer. Back up your computer, and if it's misbehaving, it's probably telling you to shut it down, walk away, and go reconnect with nature and reconnect with yourself. Something I kind of feel like Mercury Retrograde is trying to tell us is just like, shut off from the technology, shut off from talking to everyone else, and spend some time with yourself. So do that self-care. As much as it would be nice to shut off for the whole 3 weeks and just care about yourself, it's not really feasible in our world, in our modern technology time. But take those breaks. Make 15 minutes every day just to be technology free. Enjoy a cup of tea. Smell the roses. That totally wasn't planned. I just had those on here because my husband gave them to me and they're beautiful and I wanted to show them off. But hey, it was perfect. Let's see. What else did I have? Be ready for the past to come up. Yes, your ex probably will show up in some way. I admit it. I've thought about talking to an ex. But at the same time, I've taken that time to reflect on why I want to. Yeah, I'm missing the old times. I'm a little sentimental and nostalgia about it. But the honesty, we didn't work. There were mistakes made, and there's no reason to revisit that. But your past coming up might not be a bad thing either. I recently had a good friend come back into my life. Her and I have been going to yoga and just hanging out, chilling, and it's been great. It's nice to have that female energy back in my life. Let's see. Connect with nature. Go for a walk, visit a park, go to the beach. Just lay back and watch the clouds float by. Remember the suffix re. Re. Rest, reset, reveal, renew, reflect, refresh, reevaluate, reassess, realign, review, redo, relearn, rethink, rewrite, reboot, and rediscover. The last little bit is if you're going to sign contracts during this time, make sure you read it multiple times to make sure there's no little thing that will pop up later that might, for lack of better words, screw you over. You want to make sure that you know what's in that contract. It's even recommended that you don't necessarily sign contracts during this time. If it's really meant for you, it'll be there in 3 weeks. It's also a time to not make big decisions. This is a time to not start anything new. We want to finish our to-do list right now. This is what it's reminding us to finish what we've already started. So what are some things that can kind of help you get through this? We've got herbs. Eucalyptus is ruled by Mercury. It helps open up the pathways, the air pathways, so that communication can happen. It is available dried in the shop, and it's also available in oils and fresh. If you're going to use it as an essential oil, please be aware that it is possible to have a toxicity from it. Use it sparingly. Do not use it daily, and do your own research before using it. And it should definitely not be used on small children or pregnant women. Mint is a great one, and this is for communication. It can be any type of mint. My favorite is spearmint, and it just happens to be the one we have in the shop. We have dill. Dill's not available in the shop, but it is very common in the grocery store. It is for keeping the mind aware of the line between superstition and reality. So this one can help you go, okay, am I blaming retrograde, or am I not taking responsibility for what's going on? Is this really retrograde causing issues, or is this something? So, start your day off, take a big giant whiff of it. Just open the jar, take some of that. The other thing is you can do like refrigerator cucumbers, so that you have that dill and you're intaking it. Sage is for, Sage is for trade and commerce. It also helps clear negative energies, so it helps take the stagnant away, which is something that Mercury Retrograde tells you to do, is clear out your spaces. But trade and commerce definitely relies on communication. I had problems checking out the other day trying to get one of our orders shipped to us, so gotta keep mindful of those things. Fennel is for memory and grace, and that is something that we do carry in the shop as well. Yarrow helps with smooth communication. That's again something we carry in the shop. Cardamom is for grace and eloquence. It's such a silky smooth spice. That's the word I'm looking for. Comfrey helps for safe travels. And any herb that I list after this is not available in the shop, but is most likely available in your grocery store. So comfrey is safe travels. Caraway is for memory. Basil is also for safe travels. Rosemary is for memory. Oregano is for strength. And cinnamon is for shielding. So that helps you keep those negative energies, keep the retrograde craziness away from you, but still be able to be open to it. The colors that are best for if you're doing any color association magic this time are orange, which is ruled by Mercury and is great for communication. So we've got kitchen candles and chime candles in orange. Brown, to soothe emotional upsets, help with grounding, and it helps with your career. Again, we have kitchen and chime. And then black is our general protection. It has elegance to it and helps repel negativity. Again, we have our kitchen and chime candles, as well as we also have our 7-day candles. These allow you to burn the candle for 7 days. Still remember your fire safety, and if you're going to leave it unattended, we recommend putting it in your bathtub and make sure you pull your curtain completely away from it, and there's no way for it to catch on fire. Or catch anything else on fire. I should already, yeah, you know what I mean. Anyway, my favorite part, the crystals. Black tourmaline. I'm wearing a piece from Valerie Teacher here, which is my black tourmaline. Protection from negative energies, disperses tension and stress, and helps to promote that laid back attitude. So you're not so wound up during this time, and it helps you relax. We have this piece in the shop. We have this nice palm stone, as well as we have some little teeny tiny pieces. We'll also have some points coming in very soon. So yeah. Let's see, where was I? Oh, blue, you have to forgive me, I don't know how to say this one. Shalazendani? I meant to look up a YouTube video on how to say it and I forgot. I'm sorry. But blue Shalazendani, it's for, this one's like perfect, and we have a whole bowl for it, full of it here. Mental flexibility, verbal dexterity, enhances listening skills along with communication. Right now is also a good time to really focus on those listening skills. That's where a lot of miscommunications come in, is that we often listen to respond instead of actually listening to take it in, interpret it, and listen to the other person. But I will take better pictures of these and have them posted with the video as well. Okay. Anyone who knows me, who knows Rachel, knows moss agate is my spirit stone. It's my favorite stone. And I swear I did not plan this. It just happened to be a perfect stone for this time period. It is for communication, balance, emotions, reducing stress, lessening fear, and encouraging trust and hope. Look at that. I love how it looks like a garden inside of there. Next, we have blue calcite, which aids in clear communication, especially during conflict. We have green calcite, which helps with rigid beliefs and old programming kinds of communication, which this is the kind of stone that might help if you and grandma don't necessarily have the same belief systems and you struggle to talk about things. This might be a good stone to give to her to help her see your point of view and see your perspective. But of course, do it with her permission. Tell her, hey, this could help us. Then we have celestite, which we don't have any small pieces of this, but we have this beautiful chunk in here. And look at all those shininess to it. The one thing I love about this piece is it has this little divot here that I think, you'd probably have to put it to where it would rest against a wall or something, but you could put your cell phone in there. So if you're having having to make a phone call, put your phone on speaker, put it right in here and help you with that communication. It's for fluent communication. Adventuring in general is a good calming, helping you see other perspectives, helping with compassion and empathy and decisiveness. But green adventuring also adds in that it's a heart healer. It is a harmonizer, so it's a good stone to have in there to kind of keep either keep those arguments from happening or just to kind of balance out the energies after an argument. And it helps with regaining control. So it's again good for that right after those arguments, or even if the argument is just starting to build up and you can feel it, to go ahead and grab this and maybe you guys can get through it without having to stop. But again, not an excuse to not stop. If you need to, do it. Amazonite is also good for communication. You could tape one of these to your cell phone. Apatite is good for clearing frustration. Unfortunately, we don't have any of that in the shop, and I forgot my piece at home to be able to show you guys what that looks like. Chrysocolla is a great tranquility stone along with communication. It feels so soothing. It's just so lovely. I love it. And then we have rhodonite, which is a staying calm, intense situations stone. It's very soothing as well. I like it. Lepidolite. This one I didn't find in my research for this. It just so happened that yesterday I sold like 5 of them. And I was like, wait a second. A lot of people are getting called to this stone. It wasn't in any of my research, so let me look at what we have on the table for it. And we have listed calming, trust, balancing emotion, and success in business. So yeah, lepidolite is a good stone to carry on you during Mercury Retrograde. So the next piece that I have is a stone that I would recommend that you, if you're going to use this stone, you pair it with rose quartz during the first part of the Mercury Retrograde. It is a stone that helps you. It's blue kyanite, and it helps you speak your own truth and strengthen your voice. Because of the attribute of strengthening your voice, my concern is that with the first part of Mercury Retrograde being in Leo, that you will speak your truth. You will speak what you need to say, but you might not say it in the right way if you're using kyanite, if you're using blue kyanite. So it is definitely my recommendation to pair this with a rose quartz, so it gives that loving, nurturing energy along with it, so that you'll take that time to think about your words before you say them. And then the other stone that can be used is clear quartz. Clear quartz is our catch-all. It does everything. In this instance, it can help clearing. It can help clear away all those negative energies. It can help clear the miscommunication. One of these days I'll get it right. Along with this, you can use it with any of the other stones to amplify their own attributes, because that's the other thing about clear quartz. It helps amplify the good attributes. As you guys can see, lots of great information. I hope you enjoyed it and found some tidbits that will help you out through this Mercury Retrograde. If you really enjoyed it and are local to Virginia Beach or the Hampton Roads area and would like, you can take classes from me. I offer classes at Rumplestiltskein here in the shop. They are usually around $25. I also do a full moon meditation every full moon, so come check it out. I hope you guys have a beautiful, wonderful... Wait a second, forgot I was going to do a little tiny plug. This is not... She doesn't even know I'm doing this, so... Until she finds out. This is a Valerie Teacher wire-wrapped piece. Valerie is a great wire wrapper. She is also the inventor, per se, of the Crystal Mug Buddy. They're little pieces that will allow you to infuse your coffee or your tea with the crystal energy, I will be sure to list or post a little picture along here, probably up over here or over here, to show you the one that I use on a regular basis. You could actually see it in the video too on my coffee mug. So yeah, tea mug, 'cause I don't drink coffee, I like tea. So have a beautiful week, be strong through Mercury retrograde, and may you always have the blessings of your gods. We'll get through it someday. Yes, so thank you again for your support. Like and subscribe below. I appreciate it. Bye for now.